Okay, today is season 1, episode 12, I think, of Painting with Eric. Hope you like the new camera setup because it's not great. Anyway, so today I am back from the Columbia River Gorge Plein Air, and it's the first plein air event I've gone to in the past couple of years, obviously since COVID and stuff like that. So it was fun to get out. You know, one thing, it's fun to get to go and you meet new artists or reconnect with old artists because, you know, being an artist is a bit of a lonely career path, which is fine by me. But, you know, the one thing about being in a plein air competition is the winning and the losing. You want to win because it makes you feel good, but you don't win anything, you feel like you've just wasted your whole life. I don't know. Anyway, so here we are back in the studio, and here's a painting I did while I was up there. This is actually the very first painting I did while I was up there, and, you know, I look at it and, wow, this one sucked. I love the scene that it was. It was this barn out on the road. It was windy as all get out. But, you know, I look at it back and it's like, yeah, I just didn't catch the colors. I didn't catch the spirit of it. I didn't catch the magic of the scene. So this is one of those times when you get to go back in your studio and see if you can capture it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this painting's going to work or not. Who knows? But, you know, let's just give it a shot and see. So I'm going to use this painting as the reference. It's the same size, so it's an 8 by 10. And that's a dog. It's my guard dog. Let me know if somebody's walking by. Okay, so anyway, so let's go ahead and set this puppy up and do a painting. Alrighty, here we go. So one of the things we're going to try and do today is just for funsies here, because it's in the studio and who really cares. I'm going to mix my paint. I'm going to use some linseed oil to try and give it a little more flow to it, you know? A little more something that just kind of makes it flow better. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, so let's see, blue, a little bit of red, some yellow, not a lot, very little yellow, mix it all together. Mix it all together. Add a little bit of your solvent to water it down a lot. Here we go. Put in your little registration marks, however you want to do your registration marks. Something just kind of gives you a target to work for so you aren't ending up doing everything right in the middle of the painting. And I'm looking over at my reference painting and let's just start sketching this in. So I just know that it's right. Here's what I wanted. I wanted my little barn to be right here. And one of those kind of roofs that go here. And then it's like this kind of cool door, like a big old door where the cows come and go from. Add some other right here. Some fencing takes you up to Bovine University. Going out this way, and it's like all that was dark under there. There's that and that, and there's like this. I'm gonna exaggerate. There's like a tree there, but it was like not a great really tree. I'm gonna make this tree out like a lot bigger, you know. So you have this like kind of cool tree going on in the background. And it just has a lot of bushes and stuff like that. Add a little bit of white to this. More solvent, just making. And so what we're going to do is there's like a hillside that it just kind of went on. And so if we do this hillside, we lead like all these brush strokes like right to this kind of cool hillside right there. And then just a hint of blue, a little more white, just because it's going to go further in the background. Make sure you put a little bit of salt in it, work it up a little bit. And so we had this, and then we had this like kind of really cool, but I'm designing this up a little. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So it goes right through there. You know, you had the distant hillside, which was actually the other side of the gorge. Also, we had like a lot of trees here. We got a little tree here. Some more branches, trees, a little tree line. And some more trees. I'm just gonna put that in there. Whatever. Okay, this tree here is like a big tree. Now, part of me would like to bring it all the way up, but that might be too much, so whatever. Just put it right there. And then the foreground, there's really not much in the foreground except for there's a thing, but we want to just like have like a little path that just kind of comes up here, you know, just because we want to kind of lead our eye right up into this area. So that's not a bad idea. And to me, I don't know, it looks like that's a pretty good start off. At least I have this painting. So now that we have a drawing kind of set and ready to go, I'm going to switch up my brushes to something with a little more love in it. Alright, let's see if this one works. It's a brand new brush. Wow, exciting days, guys. A brand new brush that I haven't even used yet. Oh my gosh. Wow. Crazier things have happened. Alright, get it nice and clean, get all the glue out of it. So now we have a little puddle of color here that we're going to work with. We're going to start with our foreground color. So our foreground area being this area here, this as well, and it was just dry grass brush, whatever. And that's all it was. So we're going to start with more or less like some mid darks. I really need to put a camera on the palette here so you can see what's going on the palette, because that's where a lot of magic really happens, is in your mixing of the colors in the palette. You know, that's where a lot of magic really happens. And I'm going to use some oil here to thicken it up a little here. This is, so let's see if this is the right color I'm going for. I don't think it is though. It might be. So what I'm really doing is just laying in some color here. My other idea is, now granted, I mean, whenever you go to a show and you get one judge versus another, you never really know what you're going to get. I mean, you know, like I look at work a lot of times and I'm like, what the hell is that judge thinking? And this and that and everything. And the question is, you know, are you painting to trying to tease a judge, or are you just trying to, you know, do your best work and however the pieces may fall, which is really the correct answer. You're just trying to, you know, you paint you. Don't worry about what the judge is thinking. You know, that's so arbitrary in a real way. So do that. Yeah, nice and dark here in the beginning, in the foreground. It's just hopefully trying to lead your eye in a little bit. And then like right along paths, you always put like something nice and dark right there. Just kind of sets things in the ground. I'm trying to be a little more looser, I guess is the word I'm going here. Just, you know, loosen up a little bit. Don't get so tight. All right, so now we're gonna go blue and yellow, or blue and white, because we want to recede this foreground into the back a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. So I add a little white, a little bit of blue into the same color green that this was, and that's the color we get. So let's just go ahead and block this right in here. Now let's just carry it through over to here. Even though there was like another secondary barn over there, but I didn't put that into this scene here. You know, it was cute. It was a cute one. And now for the further on, since it's really the same, we're going to make this a lot bluer, a lot more whiter. But the one thing we want to do is we're going to put in some more kind of cool background variation, so you can tell that it is actually indeed. So let's see here, is that bluer and cooler enough? Maybe. I don't know. But there's the hillside, there's the, kind of like the shadow of it versus the light side of it. So I'm adding a little bit of blue to give me some of this area, the shadowy part. And we come back in a lot of white to fix the white. So we just want to give it like two different color patterns here. And then I'm going to explain. So as you go further down, add just like the smallest amount of red you've ever seen on the lower area. And that seems to help bring it down a little bit. Set the foreground in there, or the lower areas. Alright, so now we're going to go back in the same puddle of color, and we're adding in a lot of white. Like a lot. Now white, for some reason, I don't know why, but like usually with white, it always gets real thick. And so just add in that yellow, or your oil. Ooh, right there. Oh, no, right there. We're going to come back and we're going to add a lot of air holes into this too, but we're going to do that in a second. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come back in, we're going to put some of these trees in here, because now that's a different beast. So now we have different beast, different color pattern. And again, we want to start with our, the darker areas, kind of like the shadowy areas. So is it warm shadow? Is it cool shadow? And these are, let's go a little bit cooler on the shadows here. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of block in the whole tree of these, kind of darker shadows here. I'm going to come back in with some lighter colors to define that up a little bit. Look at this tree here too. Lots of warm in that one because it's a little bit closer, so just the ever so slight hint of it being a little bit closer. That's fine by me. Warmer color closer. Okay, so now we're going to go back in over the top. Same color puddle, A little more yellow for the sunshine. Sunshine. And some white for the sunlight. Now, let's see what we got here. All right, we have a nice big fluffy tree. Let's go ahead and do the same with these trees back here. Expressive brushstrokes, oh my gosh. And that really just is only because time, you know, I mean, the pencil mileage club, you know, it's the paintbrush mileage club. Oh my God, that would be a good one. The paintbrush mileage club. All right. Because you really just need that, you know, to put in a lot of mileage on your paintbrush to really, you know, learn how to get expressive with your work. All right, now let's go and put this in. Now for that, a lot of times, like especially if it's beach or something like that, I'll use yellow ochre. However, what I'm going to use is a lot of white. Just a hint of yellow. Just a hint. You know, whatever dirtiness I have on my brush. And some of this in here. And here we go. Now, I'm going to go like right here in the middle, because if you look in the middle, you're like, oh, okay, what's that? Because I'm going to make this a little bit warmer and then a little bit cooler. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and there, okay. As I come up just a hair, I just the most smallest fleck of red to bring that in just a little bit warmer, to bring it forward, and paint all that right in there. Okay, oh, let's just put that dirt right in there, you know, just, oh, look at that, a little bit of dirt, because, you know, cows walk on stuff. And then I'm going to come back in with the same color, but a little bit of the blue, and just kind of tap in a few small areas, just to give it that, you know, receding, distant look. Right in there, you know. Okay, so now we got two things that aren't being painted yet: our barn and our sky. I'm going to put the sky in first because A, why not? B, the barn, I'm going to switch up brushes, I think. I'm not sure. Let's see how this goes. So the sky, you either got, you know, your shadows with your sunlight is going to dictate what kind of color pattern you're going to have. And the idea was I wanted to have, because it's kind of like a cloudy, overcast sky, so it's going to be a lot of white, just a hint of yellow, just a hint, just barely touched it there. Oh my gosh, okay. And then plenty of our linseed oil here. Oh my God, just a little more, just a little more. Oh, there we go. Because you're really trying to make sure these colors are looking good on your downstairs on your palette before you come back here. So this is a nice, you know, warm sky, even though there's like a lot of clouds that are moving pretty hard. But that's not the point. You know, it's like, this isn't a sky painting, this is a barn painting. Have fun painting or seeing. Even if you're having fun painting, you're doing it wrong. Because this is like the best job ever. I mean, it'd be nice to get paid, like, you know, your hourly rate all day, but you don't, and you're here, and that's that's that. Anyway, all right, I'll put a few little air holes in here. Just one or two, not much. Just enough to suggest. All right. Now we're going to come back in with our barn. The barn. Oh gosh, I gotta get my hair out of the scene. Oh, there I am, right there. All right, clean your brush, everyone. Clean your brush. Is your brush nice and clean? I don't think so. Clean it some more. Okay. Now we're going to come back in. I'm going to use the same brush, even though it's really not the best one for this. I need something a little bit tighter, but we're going to put in this barn. So what color is the barn? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. But we're going to use, I'm going to start with like a, real dark red, blue color for this barn. But remember, the red barn, but remember we got the planes of, less light, more light, lots of light. So when we had this roof line right here, and you see how that is right there? So I'm just knowing that I need to put a little more oil in that right there just to keep the fluidity up. So if we work those planes, we know that this is like kind of like the darkest. And then as we come around, it's going to be a little bit lighter. So we already have that white from the sky, so we're just going to go ahead and add in a little bit of white there from the sky and come back in like this. That's pretty pink, it looks like to me, but I don't know. Right there. Oh, look at that right there. Okay, so now we're going to come back in with this here. And that again is even darker still. So I'm going to add in some blue and just a hint of red and just touch the yellow. Just touch it a little. You sure yellow? Yeah. Well, it's the only other color we have in there, but it does warm it up a little. So I'm going to come here. I'm just going to, block that in right there. Don't worry. We're going to come in with some detail on this here in a second. And then also this area in here was really dark. It should be more blue. It will be more blue as soon as we get to it. We're just going to put in that dark right there. Okay. So here we have that little barn right there. And also, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right in here and just kind of tap this in right here. Why? Because just a little bit of delineation between the two planes there as it kind of came down. And then we're going to come in with some detail and show you guys where all that went. Okay, so now the scene is pretty much in there. Let's go ahead and do some painting of the detail of the barn. Just a few little details. In fact, we're going to switch up our brush to something with a little more strength to it, which is pretty much the one we started with. The brush we started with when we did the drawing. It's just the bristles are short, kind of messed up, very stiff. We're just going to use a stiff brush here, just come in with just a little bit of detail. Oh, that's way too blue. Even though everyone else seems to think blue, it's my color blindness that helps me with that. So I'm just going to, and that really just kind of messed it up a little, I gotta be honest with you. Let's see here. I'm going to use another brush with a little bit softer bristles here. A little bit softer on the bristles because that's what we need to do. Not that I have a maul stick, but this is what we use as a maul stick. The edges are hard. I'm going to back out some white on that. So we have harder edges on this one, which is exactly what you want to do, as opposed to the loosey-goosey stuff we have everywhere else. I'm just going to pull out a few highlights right in here. We know we love them. Lots of sunshine. Yeah, just because we want to pull out that detail. A little sunshine right here. Sunshine. Oh my gosh, it's all sunshiny right there. I'll put in just a little bit of love. Oh no, I see. You don't want that love right there. You just want to kind of, make it look like there's, something going on here. But we definitely want to lead our eye up into our focal area. It's a little bit of blue right there, just kind of recede this area from this area. Just kind of recedes just enough. Okay. All right. Tweak this up just a little bit. What do you think? I think this needs just the smallest little hint right here. Oh my gosh, right there. Yeah, like right there. Okay. Paint it in a little more. Okay. One other, the smallest little thing right here. Just who knows if this will really make or break it, but like right here, I just have just like this little, right there, just to let people know that they're, it's not all floating off here in space. Paint that up in there just a little bit more. Do a little bit of edge work. See, that's all hard edges there. That's fine. These are little softer edges. All right, so now is what you have to do. This is the most important part. Now it's an 8x10, it's a real quick sketch, and the idea was to do it really nice and quick. That was the whole idea. Don't get too worried about it, don't get too involved in it, don't overthink it, don't go bonkers on it, but we just had this like nice, windy, cloudy, grayish, overcast day that was blowing. Granted, it was weird because, at some point the sky was like solid blue. Other days, like 10 minutes later, it was like all overcast and everything because, the wind was just blowing the clouds all over the place. So that's kind of the fun in Plein Air painting, is to capture the moment. And that's all you're really trying to do here, is just kind of capture this moment. All right. Don't overthink it. Have fun with it. And of course, the most important part of doing a painting is the signing. And it's now 5/23. That's the 5th month of the year 2023. So when you guys are like, oh my gosh, I have this painting, it's so awesome. And it's like, well, that's when it was painted. Okay, so as you guys know, my paintings are all for sale. Just contact me through the website or email or, wow, gotta fix my hair a little. I don't know, send goodbyes. If you want to paint the painting, great. If not, I know. And then that's it. So, hey, hope you enjoyed.